Is there much evidence in terms of the kind of police paraphernalia of what went on yesterday still there?
Good morning. Yes, there very much is. I'm on Ilkeston Road here in Nottingham. It's one of the main routes in and out of the city, and until the early hours of this morning was completely cordoned off. But there is a police officer guarding a property in front of me here, believed to be linked to the suspect that was raided by armed officers yesterday. That is still being guarded. And in fact, I've just seen a lady go up to the policeman with a bunch of flowers to ask where she can lay them, because Ilkeston Road is, of course, where the tragedy started to unfold yesterday, where police were first called to at around 4 a.m. yesterday morning, where they found the bodies of two students and two 19-year-olds who'd been walking home from a night out in the city centre at a nightclub. They were just moments from home when they were stabbed to death in the first of a series of attacks, string of brutal attacks to be carried out across the city centre that has left multiple crime scenes, with detectives very much still carrying out their investigation today, still scouring the city for evidence and trying to piece together exactly what happened.
So you mentioned there the two students who died. There was a third person, an older man, I think, who was killed. What can you tell us about him?
Well, the two students, we've learned more about their identities. Police haven't named any of the victims yet. They have told us their ages. We know that the man who was killed on Magdala Road, which is just over a mile away from me here, was in his 50s. And crucially, yesterday we learned from the Chief Constable Kate Maynor, who's leading this investigation, that man, his van, in fact, was stolen by the attacker, hijacked. He stabbed him to death before then using that van to drive into a number of people in the city centre who we believe were waiting at a bus stop. Those three people were injured, one of them critically, one is still in hospital fighting for his life. We know that police then, in terms of the timeline, brought the van to a stop, tasered the suspect and apprehended him, detained him, and he remains in custody at this stage. We don't know any more from police as it stands as to the identity of the suspect. Of course, there are reports that police are now following a line of inquiry relating to his mental state and moving away from it being a terrorist related incident, but we're hoping to learn more later this morning.